Alright guys, it's Saturday. Before we get into the WOD, let's go over some quick announcements. So, live class schedule for the next week, just as a reminder, 9:30 for the Monday, 1 p.m. For the Tuesday, it's going to be that express class. So if you want that half an hour quick class, it's a good one to get to. Make sure you sign up for that. Also on Tuesday, we have the 5:45 class. It'll be the second class that we're doing this week. Wednesday 4:30 and the Friday 11:45 a.m. class. Remember, everything is on Zoom. Again, if you didn't get the message before, make sure you're using the Zoom platform. That's how we're going to be doing all our live classes. Finally guys, there was a compilation released yesterday about the nutrition challenge based on the chat that you guys had last week. So there's a couple golden nuggets in there, but I would recommend you guys check it out. There's some good information bombs in there. So if you have any questions regarding nutrition, there will be a compilation of questions there that might help you actually answer the questions that you might have had, or if you didn't have a chance to ask them. So that will be on YouTube, on our channel. You can check it out there. Other than that guys, I'm going to pass it over to Chris for the workout.
Okay guys, just one thing also for the Tuesday at 1 p.m. express class, one thing that just dawned on me. Last week, Laurier actually changed their Zoom ID. So they usually use the same Zoom ID, but they change it about once a month. So if you guys are used to the old Zoom ID, you'll just have to go to @WLU Recreation. It'll have a new Zoom ID on their page and the class schedule. So we'll hope to see you next week for that 30-minute express class if you're around. The workout today, guys, we have at home Linda. So Linda is another CrossFit staple, another CrossFit girl. Always a fun one here. We're doing a 10-to-1, so 10 reps in the first round of everything, 9 reps in the second round of everything, then 8 reps, 7, 6, keep going on down. First movement we're doing is the banded deadlift. Okay, so we're gonna make those deadlifts a little bit trickier by standing on our bands. We're gonna go over some options for you to do that. After that, we're doing some push-ups, and notice we have with weight. So we're gonna show you guys how you can add a little bit of weight to that push-up because push-ups are so easy for you all at home. We have to throw you a curveball, make it a little bit trickier. And then finally, we go over kettlebell or dumbbell squat cleans. Now, we understand some of you guys might have regular weights you want to use for the deadlift. Some of you guys, same for the squat cleans. Some of you guys might even have a bench set up. So for a bench press, we actually have a whole bunch. We have, I think it was 3 variations, Yash. So we have 3 variations how you can do this workout with different types of equipment. It's all posted underneath this blog or underneath this video. So just check out for the different variations. This workout is an awesome one. Depending on the different variations, it could change the complexity of the workout a lot. But what I always find is from rounds 10 to 7 just seems really tough. Mentally, you feel like you're not really getting anywhere. You're going, but you're not really going fast. Once you get to that round of 5 and down, it goes really quick. Of course, you're a little bit spent by then, so it doesn't feel as quick. But this is one of those good mental workouts because every round you're gonna remove 1 more rep. It's just gonna get just a little bit easier, but surprisingly tough. Every time I do this one, I'm reminded of how difficult it actually is. It's an awesome one for Saturday. Hope you guys enjoy it. We'll pass it to Yash for the afterburner.
All right guys, so after that workout, just some mobility, get some stretching down. There's a lot of deadlifts and squat cleans there, so a lot of hinging of the hips. So we're going to focus on the lower back and a little bit in the groin there. So 2 minutes for that lower back stretch, and then followed by that pancake stretch. So then we're going to target a little bit more of that squat, so you might be a little bit sore after the cleans doing that. So we'll get into that. So 2 minutes of each. We'll give you guys the more details later on. We'll see you next in the warm-up.
Okay guys, welcome to the warm-up today. We have 2 rounds. I'm gonna get you guys to keep a clock just running for this one. And you're trying to get about 30 seconds of work of the following movements. The first one you're gonna go for is the right side single-legged deadlift. You can use a weight if you want for this one. And what you're gonna do is You don't need to use a weight, so if you're particularly working still on your balance, you don't feel super easy about these, I would just do body weight. If you feel pretty confident with these, we've been doing a lot of them, you can use a weight. So we're gonna put the weight in the opposite hand as the foot, and then you're just gonna think of starting by pushing a foot backwards. I'm squeezing my butt on my back leg, and I'm trying to get my trunk set. From here, I'm gonna, as my heel lifts up, my upper body goes down. If I can touch the ground with that kettlebell or weight, great. If not, don't worry about it. Just be careful not to leave your heel kind of low as you come down, as you'll be missing the point. You wanna try to keep your body in that lever position, so your heel and your shoulder are moving at the same rate, and you're trying to keep your body nice and straight. So you're gonna do 30 seconds on one side, slow and controlled, 30 seconds on the other. You might only get like, call it 5-ish reps, something like that. That's okay. Just try to maintain that control. Once you're done that, we're gonna go for reverse lunges. So you're gonna do them on the same side for 30 seconds, and then you're gonna do them on the opposite side. So for the reverse lunge, the core tension stays in, chest stays tall. We're gonna take a step back, touch the toe down, and then the knee. Try not to let that rib cage out here, guys. Keep that rib cage down, and then I'm gonna push off that front heel. And then again, deep lunge back, push off that front heel. Try to put a little bit more weight in that front leg as opposed to the back leg for these reverse lunges. You're gonna get those glutes firing and hamstrings on that front leg. Then after that, we're going for 30 seconds of hands release push-ups. So in that hands release push-up, we're obviously practicing full range of motion because we're going all the way down till those hands can release. So we're gonna start off in that perfect plank position. So the shoulder's a little ahead of the wrists, not behind the wrist. Notice how my butt is up here so I don't have tension through my glutes. Pushing my hips down, rib cage is in nice and tight. From here, my head and neck's neutral, back is nice and flat. I'm gonna keep the elbows close to the body, all the way down to the ground. Notice how my forearm is perpendicular to the floor. So sometimes when we bring our hands too far forward and then come down into that push-up, you can see now my forearm is on a front angle. That is not an ideal position for me to push back up. So that's why it's important to get the shoulders slightly ahead of that wrist as I come down. Remember here too, guys, hands release. We let go of the floor for a second. You can push up off the knees if you want. You can go off the toes, or you can come down from the toes, up from the knees, and then reset every time. So you're gonna do 30 seconds of all those movements for 2 rounds. Once you're done that, we're gonna start warming up for that clean. So for today's video, we're gonna demonstrate with a kettlebell. We're starting with the muscle clean. So in a muscle clean, we're not using any hips or we're not catching in a dip position. It's just strict. So we're gonna stand up with that kettlebell or dumbbell, lead with the elbow, then we're gonna twist that kettlebell around and onto that shoulder. So on regular speed, you're gonna go up, turn around, onto that shoulder, okay? For the tall clean, it's the same thing, but now we're just learning how to catch that kettlebell. So we're just gonna still start off without any drive from the hip. You're just starting off in a strict position. You're gonna go elbow up and then catch it in the dip. When you catch it in the dip, notice how my weight stays on the heels and my butt comes slightly back. So I'm trying to keep my core engaged, weight on the heels as I catch that kettlebell. Final one is the hang clean. So for that hang clean, we are thinking of, you can push that hip back to get a little bit of momentum. We're gonna drive the hip up, catch it on the shoulder. In today's workout, we have squat cleans. So if you wanna start warming up that squat clean, you can catch it in the dip and then finish with your squat. If you feel comfortable, you can go right into that squat all in one motion. If you're using a barbell or a dumbbell, same progressions here, guys. We're gonna do 3 rounds practicing our bar path or our dumbbell kettlebell path per side. 3 reps. Enjoy the warm-up. We'll see you for the workout.
Alright guys, so we're here for the workout movements. The workout is lined up 10 down to 1. Deadlifts, push-ups, squat cleans. So first movement here with the deadlifts. Again, if you have a band, you can use this to your advantage to make those deadlifts feel a little bit more like the deadlifts that you would actually do with the barbell in the workout and that prescribed weight. So again, how to do that? Grab your band, you have your kettlebell, get that band through that kettlebell handle, simply just step on the band. And now it depends on how much resistance you want. If you want less resistance, make sure there's slack in between your feet and that kettlebell. Then from there, when you pick it up, it's not as hard to pick it up. As long as you're keeping the form and the technique correctly, you can tighten up on that band to make it feel heavier as you drive up. So again, remember with the deadlifts, guys, every time set that back, keep it nice and flat at the bottom. So for example, here, back nice and flat, drive straight up each time. Make sure we're not shifting the hips forward to do that. We're keeping the hips, knees on that same plane as we stand up and fully extend with the weight. So deadlifts, again, you can use a band or a kettlebell with the band, kettlebell on its own. If you are going on its own, use the other variation where you're doing 20 reps to start off with if you don't have a band. Second movement, guys, is that push-up. So Chris went over some of the progressions and how to do that movement correctly. I'm going to go over how you can modify it so you can feel close to that workout intent of the day, so it's more of a strength piece. First one is the weight, so you guys can add weight. So I'm going to use this 100-pound ab mat, and I'm going to put it on my back. So I'm going to get into that tabletop position, put that 100-pound ab mat on my back, simply like that, and then get into my push-up position and go for my push-ups. Again, after you're done, get into that tabletop position, and then safely just remove it off your back. That's one way to do it. You can use a bag of rice, or if you have like some kind of sandbag, that's a good option for it. Another way to do this is using a band. So I'm gonna put that band behind us and our hands loop through. Make sure that band is on our back and not on our neck. It won't feel that great when you do it. So make sure it's on your back. Hands down, again, same thing, tabletop position, get into your push-up, and then that resistance will be felt on the way up. So again, same kind of thing, mimicking it with an actual bench press. So remember guys, modify it as needed and what you have at home with the push-ups and the deadlifts. Last thing guys is that clean. So it is a squat clean. If you have a barbell, if you have a kettlebell, dumbbell, we're doing squat cleans. If you're not comfortable pulling from the ground and you're new to the squat clean, you're just learning it, let's work just from that hand position. So remember, just bringing it down to about the knees, making sure the hips are back and we're folded forward to get ourselves in that good hang position. Only go down to the floor if you are keeping that back nice and flat and you feel comfortable doing the full movement. So the kettlebell staying tight to the body, or the barbell staying tight to the body, and all the movement mechanics are there. Hope you guys enjoy this one. This one will be around that 20-25 minute range, but it's a great strength workout to end off your Saturday. We'll see you guys next for the afterburner.
5 rounds, just cool off now with some mobility. First stretch, go for 2 minutes, and so you're just holding it in the stretch, guys. For this stretch, again, it's the low back that you're trying to emphasize. So you are gonna round your back. You're gonna start by being in the seated position. Bring your heels together. Depending on your flexibility, see if you can get your arms underneath it. But if your flexibility is a little bit tight, you can grab your toes, pull yourself slightly forward. If you start noticing that you're kind of comfortable in this position, slide your arms underneath your shins. Where now you're placing your elbows to the floor, bringing you that much lower. Notice how my back is rounded. To get into this stretch, you want to really just kind of decompress and let everything go. So breathe through it, guys, and just relax your body. Okay, so as you're in this position, you want to be relaxed to let all that tissue in your back just really slowly open it up. If you find that it's hard to breathe, back it off a little bit, okay? Now you're gonna create tension, you're not gonna really get a good stretch, okay? So go as low as you're comfortable. If you have better flexibility than me, you really wanna get lower and lower and lower, guys, to the floor, where you almost even tucking your belly button in to get your QL of, so the low back muscle. When you're done the 2 minutes there, then you're gonna go 2 minutes in the pancake stretch. You don't need a post, but you can use a post if you have something at home, or you can grab a door jamb where you kind of reach in to one side. You wanna kick out your feet as wide as you can. Play around with your position of your toes. Sometimes I'll stretch it with my toes going forward, sometimes I'll pull my toes in. They adjust the stretch just slightly different, okay? So first I'm gonna start with toes in. I'm gonna grab that post, I'm gonna pull myself in. This one's gonna round your back a little bit as well, but your emphasis is on your groin, so your inner thighs. You're pulling yourself in. If you're not getting much of your inner thighs, maybe bring your toes back or forward, kind of play around with the position of your foot. Or last, like I mentioned, you can point your toes where when I point my toes, I'm able to get a little bit deeper of a stretch. Okay, so play around with it, emphasize your groin. You're gonna hold that for 2 minutes to cool off today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for the next workout.